I'm Rosecrans Vic. This is What We Talking About Radio on HomeGrownRadio Network.
It's real personal.
Anyways, What We Talking About Radio, Homegrown Radio, Productions by Rob, DeAnna Mona. What's good with you, DeAnna?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. We in here.
Yes.
We in here. It's been a long week.
It
Finally,
has.
we got to the weekend.
It's been a draining week.
Yeah, what happened?
I mean, nothing that I want to speak about, but I just feel like people and their energy has been real weird. It's been like...
What's been weird about the energy?
Just people, just...
What people?
Friends, non-friends, just...
Come on, spit it out.
I'm telling you, I feel like a lot of people want a lot of things right now, and it's becoming draining. It's
What
like,
kind of things do they want?
I'm trying to tell you. If people stop trying to ask
I'm just trying
questions.
to get to the... Don't nobody care about all this middleman shit. You got to get straight to the point.
No, I'm telling you, people just want too much, and they don't give enough, is what I'm saying. You ever have that problem where it's like you're giving?
We're in here with Rosecrans Vic, by the way.
Giving, and energy doesn't get reciprocated.
Yeah.
That's my life. Yeah.
Right?
Said that's my life. That's Rosecrans Vic, by the way.
Yeah.
Yo.
How you doing, Vic?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed.
Man,
blessed, yeah.
It's been a while since you've been up here,
It's
man.
been a long time.
Like 2 years.
That's why I was excited to get back, because I was like, yo, a lot has happened since then.
On everything.
Yeah.
So, for the people that don't know, tell the people about yourself, because of course we know.
Yeah.
But like she's new here. She wasn't here when you came.
No, I'm a
He
vet
wasn't
almost.
here.
Yeah.
I'm a year in. Give me my points.
You are, but you new to Vic.
Okay.
Facts.
Vic don't know you.
So, yeah, I'm Rosecrans Vic. I run a blog, rosecransav.com. I do events. I have an event called Don't Come to LA that we do every month here in LA. What else? Manage some artists, Big Swift, Third. I don't know. I do a lot. I'm always moving around. Yeah. Oh, I got Rosecrans Radio on Dash.
Yeah.
Dash Radio. Yep. Yeah.
Which came first for me? Because I'm not.
The blog.
The blog.
The blog, like, started everything.
What was the passion behind the blog? Was it getting to know more LA-based artists, or was it more of like you just having a passion for music yourself?
It was both. It was also like filling a void that I think wasn't there before we got there, which was like the younger LA artists weren't being covered, and also just there wasn't anything like centralized in LA, like online based with like the younger generation, where people can go to see like what's hot, what's new, and also like grow with the scene. So I used to read blogs like all the time, and like none of them like showed the West Coast and LA in general like any love, even though there's like Complex has a they have like stations out here where they're they have offices, and like probably every big media company has at least one office in LA, but none of them were covering anything that was going on here. You know what I mean? And just I think media in general like has an East Coast bias, and it makes me sick. So I'm trying to balance it out.
What do you think is giving you that separation from something like a Complex or like a Fader.com?
We're like on the street level, like you know what I mean, like a lot of these artists have like we've grown with them like in the 4 years that we started, like their music wasn't that good, our blog wasn't that good at first, you know what I mean, but we've all grown to this point where we're kind of all on point now. And like labels are tapping in, big corporations are tapping in, like so it's like it's real dope to see and to be a part of it.
Was that always the goal, or has the goal switched since initially starting?
No, the goal is like remain the same pretty much. Like it was to grow and watch the LA scene grow. Not only watch it grow, help it grow. Like water the seeds. Watch the plant grow. Grow with these artists. You know what I mean? Like we've become, like good friends over time with these people because we've just been through the ups and downs of everything. So yeah, it's been pretty much the same goal. Like now. I guess our goals have changed a bit as far as like we're trying to expand now, like past LA. Like we did like an event out in Phoenix. We're doing Don't Come to Brooklyn on Monday, which is like a spin-off of Don't Come to LA. So now we're trying to like branch out. Yeah.
So how did Brooklyn come, man? Like, that's major, man.
Yeah.
And you bring your LA artists to Brooklyn.
Yeah. I got to give a big shout out to Cypress. He put that play in motion. Cypress Moreno. He's, to me, like, LA's best DJ right now, like on the street level. He's making all these new artists.
He makes a lot of noise out here.
And making all these new records pop. He's on tour with Shoreline Mafia right now. And he was playing like One Take J, Rucci, AZ Chike. He was playing all their music throughout the last tour that he was on with Shoreline, which took him to like maybe 20 cities or something. So he went from playing their music every night. He started to get them popping out there, getting people on stage, telling people who this was. Now all those artists are on tour with Shoreline Mafia and him. So it's really dope to watch. So, they're all going to be in New York. He's like, I got this venue. Let's do this. Make it a Don't Come to Brooklyn. Let's add some New York artists out here. So we added Craigie F, Crime Life Cass, this guy named Fireman Bands, and we just put that play in motion and came together.
That's good, man. Because like when you first came,
yeah,
you guys were you and Frankie was just getting the blog up going.
Yeah.
Then you guys were doing like Baby Girl.
Yeah.
You were doing
exactly.
Baby Girl. So then you moved from Baby Girl to Don't Come to LA.
Yeah.
So what was that transition like?
That transition was like I was doing events and they were really successful. Like they were selling out and everything. But it wasn't really. And it was fun. Like, it was so much fun. Those were, like, 80% girls in the crowd. Like, it was way too much fun. And what ended up happening is I just decided that, like, I needed to really, like, shift my focus to, like, doing these type of scale events, like, but for, like Rosecrans and for the artists that, we cover and stuff like that. So, sometimes it's like you got to sacrifice things, and like it was tough because like, it was fun. It was something we were doing. I had to tell my partners like, you know what, I just got to bow out, for this because I got to focus on other things that are more important that I know will last longer. I knew that with that event, like we were operating in a bubble, like we were doing throwback music, female only. It's only gonna last so long. We're hearing the same songs and everything. Like I can see where shit is going. Like if
you can see the ceiling.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I know it's not gonna be nationwide or anything, but I knew that focusing on what is like my main goal and everything, like with Don't Come to LA and all that, I knew it would pay off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you meet Irene in Cypress? Did you already know them, or did they come into the fold? Like,
yeah, so Cypress, I met him around the time I started the blog, like 4 years ago, maybe. Mm-hmm. Really early on, because he was doing like the same thing, CypressMoreno.com, and then he was linked with Young California, so he had a show on Young California Radio, and I thought it was really dope. He would get like really dope artists, like way before anybody. He had probably like the first Cause interview. He had like a Joe Moses interview, and this was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I liked what he was doing. I wanted some content, and I also just wanted to like bridge that gap with him. So I told him, I was like, yo, let's collab on a mix. I could put it on my SoundCloud, and then we'll go from there. So like, he was with it. We did that. Then we just kind of started working together, sending music back and forth. He would send me Rucci music, like it was Mac Rucci with Shaw Mac.
Rest in peace.
And so he would send me music of theirs like early on, and I didn't really like it back then, like to be honest, like, but it's like something that's grown, you know what I mean? Like it's gotten a lot better, and I love Rucci's music now and Shaw Mac, so it's like I said, all these artists have grown, like, and it's dope to watch, you know what I mean? And so we just got really cool. I started booking them to DJ some events, and then our relationship just grew from there. We did Rosecrans Radio together. We actually interviewed Shoreline Mafia together. Then that relationship like kind of went into him being the DJ, and then just like really just blowing up everywhere. So it's been cool. It's been like probably like literally a year since everything started going like really well. I would say it was like last September when we interviewed Shoreline, and then just so many things happened since then. And then Irene, I reached out to her like in May, I think, of last year. She was like, she had her own like blog going, and she did like a vlog that I seen, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I lurked her whole like blog, and I was like, she's dope. So I just hit her up, and I was like, yo, what do you think about writing for Rosecrans? She's like, yeah, I'm down. Then also, I met her when Mies, because she also worked with MIDI Gang. Mm-hmm. So I met her with Mies and all of them at a Rosecrans radio interview. And then, so I was like, yo, you should come and just, help us out. Like, whatever you want to do. Like, eventually you could probably get on mic and stuff like that. So eventually she did. Now she's like the co-host. She's also the producer, like handles like booking the artists and stuff like that. So she's like running the blog as well, as far as like managing editor, like making sure, things are looking right. So yeah, big shout out to my team. We also just got a new writer named Nick Shu. He's out in Arizona, so he's like helping us with that market and stuff like that. Yeah.
When it comes to Rosecrans Radio, what's been like your most memorable interview?
The one that comes to mind first is not necessarily like, okay, there's a few, but I would say one of them was the R. Baron episode, which was TK and Picasso, who managed Shoreline Mafia and Draco and all them. Mm-hmm. And it was like really legendary because he invited like every artist that he manages. And like at the time, Stink Team. I have my son here with me.
Little Vic in here.
Little Vic.
Little Vic with the cameo.
That's right. So basically all of Shoreline Mafia, all the Stink Team, Desto Dub, like so many people just pulled up, and the studio was so crowded, like you couldn't even walk in there. And we just took like a legendary picture after. It was like, and then we captioned it like New LA. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, it's really legendary. Like I love that picture. Like I'm gonna frame it one day. Yeah. But the crazy thing is that like a few months after that, or probably even weeks, like a lot of the Stink Team members got locked up. So that's like probably like the last picture like we all took together. And then also interviewing Adam 22 was really dope, because it was just like a big viral moment. Like I didn't even know how I pulled it off. Like it was just like he was just cool with it. He was like, I was like, let's interview. He's like, I'm down. And he just came and showed love and everything. So
here we go, little Big. Yeah, work your way up.
He gonna get where he want to go.
So I think those two are like the most memorable interviews.
Yeah. And then when it comes to your Don't Come to LA concerts, how do you go about picking your artists? What are you looking for? And what do you feel like people that haven't been on your set yet need to like come with to be considered?
With that, it's like, I wouldn't say we have like an exact formula, but me and Jeff Weiss, we do it. He's a really big like hip hop writer, if you guys don't know him. He's incredible. So we just like spitball artists like over text message. Really, like it's not as like as like methodical as you guys would think, but it's just like we're like, okay, what about this? I'm like, okay, nah, not him. All right, what about that? Like we just put the lineups together and we're like, how does it look on paper? When you say not him,
what is it? It's like they have no stage presence. You don't feel like the content matches the other artists that would be performing.
It could be a combination of those things. So like we want a really dope performer. We want a really dope artist. We also want someone who can draw a crowd, because we don't want like an empty venue. Also, we want artists who will like promote it, will be enthusiastic about it. You know what I mean? Like we just want them to be all in and know exactly like what this is, because sometimes artists aren't as tapped in as you think, and then you're like, look, let's do this. We already booked this artist that did a lot for them, and some people don't get it, and that's fine. They'll wake up eventually. But yeah, it's a combination of things. Like, we want to make sure that they're going to put on a good show and that they draw a crowd, and that we're gonna look good like in 6 months for booking them that early.
Has there ever been an artist that didn't really have like the social media presence, but you just believed in them artistically, and you're like, we know that they're it, but they don't really have the numbers to match yet? But you just believed like basically in the talent? Or it's like, no, you got to be able to bring a crowd?
I want to say, I'm trying to think. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I would say, I can't think of like one artist in particular. Yeah, I can't think of one artist in particular. We always take risks, like, you know, we like doing that, but they usually pay off. So there was never, I don't think I can point to like a instance where like a risk we took like didn't pay off. You know what I mean? Like, even if they have low social media numbers, like it doesn't always matter. You know what I mean? Like we'll take a risk on somebody.
Yeah. So talk about, like you said, you just brought up Adam 22. He just shouted, you know, that whole little exchange with Dom.
Oh, yeah.
So how did that make you feel? You feel me? Like,
that was incredible because I was like just watching like the interview like normal. Like I consume a lot of content all the time. So that's like No Jumper interviews are what I watch, you know, here and there. And it was Dom, so I'm like, okay, I want to see what Dom's up to. You know what I mean? He has a new album dropping. Cool. And then I'm watching it, and then I see that, you know, he asked him about new LA rappers, and I'm like, okay, cool. Hopefully he shouts out some of the homies or something. And then he's like, oh yeah, like I went to Nico G4 show, and then it was downtown. It was one of the showcases that they do. And then I was like, okay, I think he's about to like say don't come to LA, and then he's like, yeah, it was and then Adam's like, yeah, don't come to LA, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, it just like it was just wild, like the way I discovered it, you know what I mean? It was just very casual. Like no one told me like, yo, someone shouted.
Check it out.
Yeah, like it would have been a different experience if that was it. But I just discovered it on my own. It was probably like a day or two late. Then I don't know when exactly the Dom interview came out. So yeah, I was shocked, and then you know, like Adam shouted me out. And then they continued to shout out a bunch of the homies that we cover and stuff like that. So I thought it was dope. I thought it was real dope because, you know, I grew up listening to Dom, and I listen to Adam all the time, and you know, he's always showed a lot of love. So it was dope.
So it's been a hell of a journey, like these last 2 years for you, well, 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's like during that time up to now, it's like now you're getting, everybody's recognizing you, everybody's showing you love daily now.
Yeah. What's
been the hardest part through that whole journey?
The hardest part has been just it's been like just figuring out how to like navigate, how to stay patient, how to you know, not do like no weird shit, like, you know, not like sell my soul, you know what I mean, like not like just do none of that, you know what I mean, like it's like just keep reminding myself like stay true, the bag's gonna come, like stay true, you know, the authenticity is the most like valuable part of my brand, and I don't want to compromise it for anything or anyone, or you know, so I guess that's just been the hardest part, to just, you know, just the time, you know what I mean, like anyone wants to, you know, like just take a check, you know what I mean, that it's like a dirty money or something, but just to like refuse it and just be like, nah, it's gonna come, just have faith. So that's been hard, but at the same time, like I know what's gonna come, like eventually. So,
and it's like you by you staying true, you've gained all your platforms.
Yeah.
You also gained the Audio Mac.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Audio Mac, that was awesome. They just DM'd me from their account, and then they're like, "Hey, we have a like a paid opportunity. Can we talk?" And then I'm like, "Yes."
You said paid.
Yeah, you said paid. So I was like, "All right, cool." So you know, they called me and they're like, "Basically, we want you to curate a playlist for LA. You know, we know that you know what's going on there." And we also want you to like help market, you know, Audio Mac in LA. And so yeah, it's been cool since then, because I discovered the platform, and I was like aware of it, but I never like really like went on it or downloaded the app or anything. And now seeing like how dope it is and how like hip hop oriented it is, like it's really dope, because SoundCloud, like they're based in like Berlin, Germany. You know what I mean? Like
even here.
They don't even care about
what's
anybody. They don't care about you. They don't care about any SoundCloud rappers. Like they have a disconnect. Like they don't embrace them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
like,
just providing the
SoundCloud
platform.
is like Louis Vuitton. Like they don't care. They don't care if you wear it. They don't want you to wear it. Like,
that's a bar.
You know what I mean? Like, so finding out with Audio Mac, like it's more like homegrown. Like it's from here. It's like based in New York. You know what I mean? Like they really tap in. Like somebody, like most people that I've put onto the app, like they trend on their charts. You know what I mean? Like they're trending. It's something that makes them feel good. Like, damn, you know, my song is trending on AudioMac. Like something that never would have happened on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify. You know what I mean? Like that's only with the big boys and with the label push. Like so much money behind it, and with all the, you know, backdoor handshakes that, like, you know, the streaming platforms and labels have. That's like, okay, I'm just gonna slip this into this playlist. You know, Drake's gonna be on the gospel playlist. You know what I mean? Like, you know, all that. Like, so this is a lot more pure, and like, if you have a really good song, like it's gonna trend. People are gonna see it. You're gonna gain new fans. So that's why, you know, I really like AudioMac, and I'm pushing it, you know.
Okay, so I was reading your Twitter earlier, and I saw that you have been doing a lot of PR with certain tracks. So did you intend for that to have that type of influence starting out, or did it just come about with like the longevity that you've had?
Yeah, I definitely didn't intend to do that at all. It's like a lot of things, like even the events, like that wasn't really like ever my goal to like do events, but like I'm telling you, there's such a like void like that's left, and it's like I'm the type of person that I'm just like, you know what, like nobody's gonna do it, I gotta do it, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I feel with a lot of things. Like, you know, I wish someone would have done like Rosecrans before, you know. I guess I don't wish that now, but like I thought, you know, someone should have done like this whole like thing a long time ago. I mean, Homegrown was like very similar, but they were already like graduating to like the radio, like to the major radio. So, you know, with PR, it was like, you know, I was like meeting a lot of these other people from blogs, and you know, realizing that they respected my musical opinion, you know, and they're like, okay, Vic knows what's dope. And, you know, to me, I don't just want my artists that I cover like to stay on Rosecrans. Like I want them to, you know, get shine elsewhere and grow constantly. Like I don't need to, you know, be the first one and premiere all their music, like, because that wouldn't help anything. They're gonna promote to the same audience, you know. I want to grow with them. So a lot of people, you know, tapped in, and then, you know, I get to send their music to like the homies at Daily Chiefers, Elevator, Hypebeast Music. You know, I'm cool with a lot of the writers and editors, and that just over time, just, you know, building those relationships. So that's something that I just kind of learned how to do, and it's been going pretty well too. Like I feel like I finally got the hang of it after a few months, and things have been going good.
Do you feel like you get the same reciprocated love back from the artists that you put on?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, you know, we have a lot of artists that will like just pop out as special guests to our events, and like that shows a lot of reciprocated love, which I really appreciate every time. So, you know, I definitely feel like it that way, like more so now, you know what I mean? Like early on, like no, but early on we were covering like bigger artists that didn't know who we were. So, but I would say like every, you know, artist that we deal with, like the main artists that we deal with, I feel like they always show love. You know, like I have one Take Jay's like shooting a music video later today, and then, you know, he told us to pull up, so we're gonna have our camera guy pull up and get some like behind the scene footage and like pictures and stuff like that. So, you know, they show love. Like, you know, as soon as they get some shine, like they don't forget about us, you know what I mean? Like we're still tapped in, and they still, you know, invite us out to stuff. So yeah,
that's good.
So you be going hard for LA, man. Like,
yeah.
I seen the other, like, I think it was like last week. You was clowning some girl.
Oh, I take this serious.
You don't play about LA.
Yeah.
So where did that passion come from? Is it just because like you're from here, or like was it like the music, the culture? Like, where did it all come from?
I'm born and raised here. Like I've always had such a like sense of pride of being here, being born here, because, you know, we're so fortunate. Like anybody in the LA area is very fortunate to just be here. A lot of people move here. Too many people move here, by the way. Don't come to LA. But, you know, we're born here. We're natives. We're able to go to the beach and the mountains in the same day. You know, we grew up on like the best music. You know what I mean? Dre, Snoop, Pac. You know, like doesn't get any better than that. We grew up on the Lakers. Like they won the championship like 5 times when I was a kid. Like, you know, I'm so loyal and so enthusiastic about LA, and so, you know, anybody says anything about it, like I'm gonna take offense to it. You know, especially the music, because, you know, you're talking about like people I cover closely. You're just an outsider with with the Twitter that shouldn't really have a voice. That's the bad thing about Twitter. Like, it gives people like
everybody has
a voice, and it's terrible. And it's just like one terrible idea or thought that goes out as a tweet, and it just gets people riled up because it's just like so false. You know, they said all LA artists sound the same. Like, I'm like, bro, there's nothing further from the truth. So yeah, I go hard because I love the city.
So, with that being said, you like, because that is like a stigma. Like everywhere I go, like when I go out to the IE, like even IE people be like, oh, LA dudes, they all sound alike. Yeah. When they perform, they can't perform without their lyrics, and I'm like, yo, like, we should all be working together.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
We're all on the West Coast. Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah,
the division inside of the state. Yeah,
there is a lot, and I make sure to try to fight that all the time. And I hate the narrative of like LA doesn't support LA. Like, I feel like people just like to say that, and it's like, it's not true. Like, if you look at, you know, all the poppin' artists right now, like, they're supporting each other, and they're putting more people on, and that's, you know, what we really preach at Rosecrans. Like, we don't, you know, play the politics, you know what I mean, at all. Like, it's just like, you're dope, okay, cool, let's fit you in here, let's book you for a show, let's do this, like. And, you know, even like and I'm not the type of LA person to like shit on like Orange County or the IE, because I've spent time in both of those places, like, a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I've dated girls from the IE. I've, you know, lived in Orange County. I've lived in Palm Springs. You know what I mean? Like, over time. So it's like, I love all those places too. You know what I mean? Like, the whole LA area, like, it's dope to me.
So you have hometown heroes. Who are, if you had to name 5 hometown heroes right now, like, that like are pretty much the next ones? Yeah. Who are they?
People are gonna get so mad at me if they hear this, and I leave them out. Okay, so I gotta say Shoreline Mafia. You know, they count as one though, because they're a group. That's pretty obvious. You know, they're on a nationwide tour right now. Like, you know, I gotta say Rucci, AZ Chike. I would say the whole AZ cult, because they're really dope. Like, Sway, Benz, really dope. So that counts as 3. Who else? Who's 4? One Take. I'm gonna count them as 1 too, because it's One Take Jay, One Take Juan. It's all these like really cool collectives that are really dope. You know what I mean? Like,
so you like camaraderie? That's your thing.
Yeah, I do, and I'm glad that, you know, there's like a lot of separate movements that have came together recently. You know, because it could be different. Like, it could be like AZ Cult doesn't like, you know, like the Bass Squad or the One Takes, but they're all a family. Like, they're all at the studio sessions. They're like at the Z Room all the time. Like, and I just pop up and I'm like, what's up? Like, you know, and they're all there together, you know. And all right, so that's 4. And then 5, I'll say Blueface, because he just has the youth. Like, he has the youth in a stranglehold right now. Like, yeah, my little cousins, my little sister, like, they're like, oh my god, Blueface, and seeing him perform and, you know, meeting him, like, I can see why. Like, he does have a star quality about him.
Because it's tough. Like, I see, like, the younger generation, my little cousins, just like you said, they fuck with him heavy. Yeah. But then, like, I get on Twitter and then they're dogging him the fuck out. Yeah, like, they're like, the same girls? He's trash. Nah, not the same girls. Like, like people more like our age, like, they're dogging him out, saying he's trash. I'm like, yo, like, so it's like.
But I thought that too at first.
You thought he was trash?
Yeah, at first.
What changed your mind about him?
I heard
DeAnna?
No. I heard that song after I heard Blow Her Back with One Take Jay. Okay. And I heard that, and I just heard his lyrics, and they're really dope. Oh, I want to go back to the other question. I left out Draco, and I feel terrible. So free Draco. Free Draco and Greedo. And I want to make it 6, and I want to put Draco at the top of that list. Revised, revised. Free Draco, free Greedo too, and all the Stink Team. And so I heard that song and I was like, whoa, he's actually like spitting bars, like, you know what I mean? Like, they might not be on beat, but like, it's his whole different style. And
like, if he just learned how to get on beat,
yeah, but crazy. He's not going to, but he doesn't have to. Like, to me, Blueface is like LA's Lil Yachty. So his popularity doesn't necessarily like match his skill yet, but he knows how to make hit records, and he has the youth in a stranglehold. And that's why Lil Yachty got a lot of hate at first too, because he was more popular like than his like skills, you know, like would you know, would basically like equate, you know what I mean? Like, so that's how I feel Blueface is. And like you guys have seen like how much of a star Lil Yachty's turned into. Like he was in like the Teen Titans movie the other day. Man. And I was watching my son, I'm like, that's Lil Yachty, like that's Lil Yachty's voice. So yeah, and that's the song that really turned me around. Then I like listened to Bust Down Tatiana again, then on the Deadlokes, and then I just like, okay, I'm like, this is really dope.
I mean,
yeah, I'm all in.
You
yeah.
like this guy too?
Yeah, I like Tatiana.
He's dope. Yeah, Bust Down
like,
Tatiana.
They go crazy when that shit come on. Like,
yeah, the ultimate one.
It's like the anthem.
It's the anthem. Yeah, we'll play it after. Yeah. So
like now you're getting notoriety like as a gatekeeper, like pretty much for the next generation. Like how does that make you feel? Like that responsibility in a sense.
I've been feeling a little more like responsible for a lot of things lately, which is weird, you know, because people like I feel like people kind of expect me to like do certain things, which is fine. Like it's kind of weird, but it's fine. And I also want to say like, I don't necessarily believe in gatekeepers like that, because I think if you're dope enough, like you'll break through. You know what I mean? Like
no matter what.
Yeah, like I think, you know, if someone could be dope, and if I don't co-sign them, doesn't mean that they're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I'm that important. So you know, at the end of the day, it's like you have the people, and the people will, you know, determine whether you're hot or not, because they're gonna, you know, do the numbers. Like men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You know what I mean? So
true.
I like it. Like it's cool. I never would have imagined I would be like a gatekeeper. But if I have to take that responsibility, like I just want to make sure as a gatekeeper that I like keep the peace, you know what I mean? And I don't play the politics, and I just keep, you know, letting like dope shit through the gates, basically. Yeah. And keep out all the trash. Yeah.
Did you ever have a desire for artistry yourself, or have you always?
I did. Yeah, and this is something I never really talked about.
Where
so
are your
that's
singles
dope.
at? Let me hear.
They're terrible.
What's your rap name?
Lil Vicky from Rosecrans.
No,
Freaky
no.
Freaky
Vicky. Whoa. No. What was my rap name was Stunt.
Stunt.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? You used to like hop out of windows and stuff?
No, you know where it came from? Remember that song "Stuntin' Is a Habit" with Chris Brown and Young Jock? It was from back then. Yeah, so like this is like the party crew era. Like I was in high school, and then like everybody needed like a name, and I'm like,
on the stunt team?
No, it wasn't.
No, he was in a party crew.
But it was like, you know, everyone needed like a alias or whatever, and then I just came up with that, and I thought it was tight. Then me and my cousins had like a little rap thing called Ill Imagination, and we never like released any music or anything, but we tried, and I was just trash. My cousin was dope though. My cousin was really dope, but we didn't really take it serious. You know what I mean?
So you were like your cousin was 2 Chainz, and then you were like the other dude in Player Circle.
I don't know.
the one that
the one you can't even remember his name. I don't want to be Dollar. Titty Boy. Yeah, Play a Circle.
The duffel bag?
That
song was a group?
Yeah.
I thought it was him and Lil Wayne's song.
No, it was another guy named Dollar, the forgettable Dollar.
Oh, man.
I don't even know where he's at now.
Yeah.
That's
in Atlanta.
Somewhere.
South Carolina or something.
Doing something.
Yeah.
So what are your further goals for your brands? You have a lot of avenues right now that can be lucrative for you in the long run. So what do you see in like the next 3 to 4 years, and what would you like to see happen?
I want Rosecrans to be like the premier West Coast media company. There's so many media companies based in New York. There's Genius, there's Complex, there's Double XL, Pitchfork, all these like huge publications, and they're all based in New York, and they're all covering hip hop. And if you think about LA, like aside from like the radio stations, like who can you say? Like No Jumper. You know, Adam's not necessarily from here. I love him, but you know, he's not from here.
Yeah.
But that's like the biggest West Coast media company, and they're doing their thing. They just bought like a new like whole building and stuff like that. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. But there's room for more. Like it's not gonna only be one. You know what I mean? So I want to get there, like to like where he's at now. You know, and then just basically No Jumper, Rosecrans be like the premier media companies like on the West Coast.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you had another question. So, you said Double XL.
Yeah.
How did Rosecrans what was that really? You guys in Double XL?
Oh, on the Double XL channel on Dash Radio. So Double XL had a channel on Dash Radio where like they played music and they had like some programming there. Some people from like Double XL had shows on there, and it was really through Dash. Like I hit up Dash and I was like, that was like their best station, right? Like because they have multiple stations, and I told them, I was like, I think Rosecrans Radio should be on Double XL, and I was like, I think our demo like fits. We're booking a lot of big artists like with nobody's help, you know what I mean? I'm not going through Dash to get these artists, and I think we're a really good show. I think we should be on the best channel. So I sent them an email, and it took a while, maybe like a month or something, to finally get it finalized. But then we got on there. But then their contract ended with Double XL and Dash. And
it's Inglewood, man.
Yeah,
it's going down in the wood.
So their contract ended, and then that's why we're not on their station anymore. But now we're on the city, and yeah. So shout out to Dash. That's how that happened.
So how has the relationship with Dash been? Because I everything, like we have the relationship with Homegrown Chucking Head. So like I know how our relationship is here. How's the relationship over there? How does that work over there?
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. We don't really have a good relationship with Dash. Like we just kind of go in and do our thing. And dip. Yeah, but hopefully that's gonna change because they just got like a new brand manager, Jen De Leon, and I know she's really like about the culture. So I've been meaning to like send her an email. Like I want to meet with her and like see how we can like really start to like collaborate and work together. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what they were going through with like their management before, but like we didn't like get a lot of love from them. Like at first we were getting like a lot of posts like on their social medias and stuff like that promoting us, but recently I haven't really been asking for it because I don't feel like we need it so much. But
you're like now I
but
want
yeah
that shit.
now like now
I
know that like new people are in charge, so like I'm really gonna try to see how we can like work together and grow.
Yeah, because you guys got a couple shows over there. My guy Mars has a show. Kiara the Voice has a show.
Yeah.
So it's like, but like the most consistent one I see over there is you guys.
Yeah.
Right? So that's big for you guys to be like knocking them out. You guys are really consistent over there. Like,
yeah, we record like 2, maybe 3 shows like every time we're over there.
That's
like,
what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So before the year is out, what do you have to accomplish? What's the more what?
So we're gonna do 3 more Don't Come to LA's in LA, and I want to do 1 more Don't Come to Brooklyn
before the year's over.
Before the year's over, and actually fly out there and make it to that one because Cypress is handling this one. That's on Monday. It was like too short notice, so I definitely want another one in Brooklyn and go out there. I've never been in New York, so I really want to go and you see it. I have a lot of homies out there, so I want to chop it up with them. And then there's also a documentary in the works for Don't Come to LA that we've been working on with A+ Films. So hopefully that gets finished and gets gets made public by the end of the year.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
you're busy.
I'm busy. Yeah.
You gotta stay busy. You don't get to the check without being busy.
Yeah.
So, what was you were out in Miami? We were just talking about it for what was that shit called?
Rolling Loud.
What was that? What was that like?
Rolling Loud, Miami.
You gotta tell the whole story. Like
the whole
like
story.
That was an experience. You put everything on the line.
Okay,
you put it
like,
on the
most
line.
of the story's not even about Rolling Loud. Like Rolling Loud Miami was like, it was cool. Like I'm not gonna say like it was the greatest thing ever. Like the weather out there, like,
it's trash.
It's terrible. Like, people think like Miami's like beautiful. Like, it's really not. like we're it's so blessed out here. Yeah, exactly. It starts raining out of nowhere. It looks all muggy.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like, it was a fun experience to be out there. Just being able to cover the event. We got a couple dope interviews. And it was a good time. The funniest part was that like we stayed in a Airbnb with like a few other rappers, like, and so it was just crazy. Like, it was just so much fun. Like, the whole experience, like, after, like, we couldn't wait to get like done with Rolling Loud just so we can like go out and like just be on the town. Mm-hmm. And it was a fun experience. Like,
Was that your first time in Miami?
That was my first time in Miami. Yeah.
Did you go to finger licking?
I didn't. The homies did, but I don't know why we didn't.
That's the spot.
Did you go to V-Live?
I didn't go to V-Live.
No, what's the one club?
I think King of Diamonds.
Really?
Yeah, because we got Ace of Diamonds out here.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
So it was King of Diamonds out there.
We hit the beach.
We hit the beach.
Where's the fun stuff?
Right in South Beach.
Oh.
Where all the clubs and shit.
Yeah, bar hopping and stuff like that. Like, that was a lot of fun. It was a really good time.
That's good. So
you can't go.
Why not?
You don't need no fun times like that.
I'm going there. I'm going to the DR.
Yeah, I need to go to DR.
To Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
all these places. Yeah. I'm going all those places.
Facts.
So you better mind your little business over here.
Your business is my business. Remember that.
It's definitely not.
Okay.
It's definitely not.
Okay.
And you see, this is why I should just be doing this by myself. Like, you don't have these problems. Does Irene do this to you?
Irene does chastise me sometimes. Yeah,
because you need it. Without a lady in your life, you just be running amok. Then look at you. What kind of life would you be living then?
Fun.
No, you'd be a full heathen. Right now, you're just a half a heathen.
Hey, that's still fun.
That's funny.
But so I just want to thank you for coming through.
Of course, man. Bro. Thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure.
Any last shout outs before you get out of here?
Shout out to the whole Rosecrans team. Shout out to Callie. Shout out to Cypress. Shout out to Irene. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Marcos. Shout out to Z, our engineer. Shout out to Swift. Shout out to Third. Am I missing anybody? I don't think. Shout out Miguel.
The squad.
Yeah, we got a strong team. That's what people don't see. You know what I mean? People see me, but like, we really have a strong team, and like, I'm really grateful for them. I wouldn't be able to do anything without them. Like, probably since we've been talking, like, there's probably been like 3 Rosecrans posts that I don't know about yet. Like, if we check the Twitter, you know what I mean? Like, they're working constantly too. So shout out to them. Shout out to all the homies, doing it big. Rucci, Kaylin, One Take, Shoreline, just everybody. Key Riches, I want to shout out to Key Riches. He just dropped a project called Raise Off Rosecrans, and it was really dope. I was checking it out. Shout out Audio Mac, shout out Red Bull. Who else gives me checks? Shout out everybody tapping in for PR. Just shout out everybody. Shout out you guys. Shout out Homegrown Radio.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, they shouted me out on their last podcast. So that was crazy.
Yeah. They're always tapping in with with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Even though they're over there with the iHeart gods, as they would say.
Yeah. Shout out my son right here being real cranky.
Lil Vic. Yeah. Lil Vic in the house,
Vic.
man.
Say Rosecrans Vic.
Rosecrans Vic.
Hey, you gotta get that tag, man. Again?
Vic, me or you?
Me.
You got shout outs?
Who am I?
Rosecrans Daddy.
Rosecrans Daddy.
What's your favorite song?
I don't know.
He's up now.
You guys got the exclusive.
He was ready. DeAnna, what you got coming? Let the people know where they can find you.
Okay. Find me.
Find you? Where can they find you?
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DeAnna Mona. And actually, you guys can now shop my own personal wardrobe. So you can find me on Poshmark. And I also have some items on my blog site. I'm going to start updating it this week with more beauty tips and skincare tips. I have 3 posts right now. You guys can also email me. So if you guys want any, like, a particular topic that you want me to talk about, whether it be beauty, fitness, even though I'm not really a fitness girl, but I'll talk to you about it if you want. Excuse me. If you want me to, we'll talk about it. Style tips, whatever. I'm open.
Yes. And Vic.
Yeah.
You gotta hit her up, man.
No,
she got these intimates, bro, for men. They're like
what?
these drawers, right?
Yeah.
They got the whole like penis area cut out. They hang like easy access. They're called Bear. Make sure you
ready for Miami.
Exactly. See, exactly. You need to make sure you get her contact before you get out of here. On that note, I'm Productions by Rob. Make sure y'all tap in with us on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud at What We Talking About Radio podcast. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, What We Talking About Radio. Follow us on Twitter, WWTB Radio. And till next time, make sure y'all tap in with Homegrown. We out.
We out.
Man, what are we talking about? Oh, that gay shit. It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange. It's strange to me too. What are we talking about?